Look, I've been doing one of these videos in a long time, but I got some shit to tell y'all real quick. I'm tired of this shit, something you should know. Off of Mac Dre song, something you should know. If you ever heard that shit, right. But I'm gonna try to make this fast. Now, I have no total thesis for this, so I'm just gonna go off the top of my head. I'm gonna start off with astrology. Everybody has a star sign, right? Your star sign is where the sun was at the month you were born. Me, I'm a Capricorn. But also, we have moon signs. The difference between a star sign and a moon sign. Okay, the moon was in a certain place when you were born, too. Okay, the star sign stays in a constellation for a whole month. The moon, roughly 3 or 4 days. Now, the star sign governs your actions. The moon sign governs your reactions. Now, you might not be hip to this, but if you study the Bible, they say Israel is the promised land. Now, if you understand words and how to break them down, Israel stands for Isis, Ra, the Elohim. Isis from Egypt means the moon. Ra is the sun. El stands for Elohim, which is Saturn. Now, what the fuck does this have to do with anything? Elohim is Saturn, which is the planet of structure and discipline. Now, every day, each of the planets are in different places in the sky. Some of them stay in different constellations longer than the others. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? The same reason why you might be a certain sign, you have friends in a certain sign, and y'all act a lot of the same ways, but y'all react to stuff different. You guys got different preferences for stuff. That's because the sun, the moon, and the stars is always moving. The planets is always, the sun, the moon, and the planets are always moving. So it's a different chemical compound that comes with each person depending on where you're born, the day you're born, and the time you were born. Now, where the power lies in knowing this stuff is your ability to fuse is Ra, El, Isis, Ra, Elohim, the sun, the moon, and Saturn. Your actions, your reactions, and being disciplined on them. Now, men usually move more mental, and they don't understand their reactions really, but they try not to react. And women usually move off of their emotions, and they don't understand their mind too much, so they're very reactive to stuff. Neither of them is stronger. They're both equal, greater in their other own powers. But when you understand Saturn, the Elohim, you understand discipline. Now, every day is a different. So right now we're in Scorpio going into Sagittarius, but the moon is in Aquarius. So the reason why you feel different every day is because the moon is always in a different place, stays in there for 3 or 4 days. And depending on the moon's relationship to that sign, depends on the type of energy that you'll receive on that day. All right. Now, how do you acquire some power in that time frame to make you get the best result in that day? You have to understand the discipline. You have to understand what these energies carry. And the more you discipline yourself, the more unreactive you'll become of your mind and your emotions. Then you understand, like, okay, I might think like this, I might feel like this at the moment, but it's only temporary. The more disciplined you are, the more you can use this to your advantage. So say right now the moon is in Scorpio. If you notice, since the moon been in Scorpio, even though I'm a Capricorn and you might be whatever sign you are, everybody's been taking on sort of Scorpio traits. And depending on your whole natal chart, which is something that you should research, a natal chart. Look up your natal chart. You can find it on Google. Just look up natal charts. But depending on your natal alignment, you're taking on Scorpio traits. Me, I'm in Taurus and Scorpio. So I'm balancing wisdom, death, transformation, self-love, beauty, and material possessions. Okay, so everybody's acting Scorpio-ish and whatever other signs they have in that certain alignment. Now, if you discipline yourself, then you can see it from a higher standpoint where you can balance these things out and use it for your advantage. But say you're undisciplined, then you'll be on the negative aspect of it. You'll feel like you're getting swept under a current. It seems like everything's just going the wrong way. It seems like right now everybody's imposing. That's something that Scorpios do. They impose on situations. They posture up. They do it. They do their shit. You feel me? It's a war sign. Scorpio is ruled by Mars and Pluto. It's a war sign. It's about getting what you want out the world. So everybody's just running around crazy in Scorpio trying to get what they want out the world. Now, that's on a human level. But if you stand above that and you're more disciplined, and you can see, okay, all these people are doing this. What do I do to get the best result that I can? The best result you can is to be disciplined. Now, you might have to take some blows all through this time. But by the time Scorpio is over, you know how to operate more around Scorpios. So when a Scorpio tries to do what the Scorpio does to you, try to sting you, you already 2 steps ahead of it. Maneuver around it. And that's the same for every sign. Every sign has a certain language of speaking. There's 12 signs, there's 12 different languages of the zodiac, 12 tribes of Judah, 12 disciples, 12 years in school. 12 just represents the 12 constellations. Every sign has a different language. But that Isis, Ra, Elohim, the sun, the moon, and Saturn, once you understand it, that's the battle between Jesus and Mary and Satan, the mother, the son, and the father aspect. The goal is not to praise either aspect of it. The goal is to understand each one of them and figure out how to fuse it for your best interest. Now, what I'm saying might be foreign to you, but do a little research on it. Break these words down, break the etymology down, which means the root definition to a word, where a word comes from, the background of a word. Figure it out for yourself. Rewind the video as much time you need to really process what I'm telling you, because I've been using this same science to heal myself. And this is a science that a lot of people who are in like fraternities and stuff who get blessed enough to have this knowledge use. Me, I'm just a researcher, and I put pieces to the puzzle together, so I don't have to go to a sorority, a fraternity, or a secret society to understand some stuff when it's right in front of my eyes now. Coincidentally, I didn't even notice that I was in front of this right here. What I just say? Saturn. Saturn is father, the father time. What I say, the 12 hours on the clock. Feel me? You can see this etymology everywhere around you. Saturn is the structure of time. And that's it. You start off at 1. That's Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. Each of one of us has to go through these 12 different cycles, and we each have a different relationship to it. So the reason why it's hard to just know everything is because until you know somebody's natal chart, you really can't understand the insides of them, or until you sit around a person enough to see how they act and react to things, how much discipline they have. You really don't know how to help them. So I can talk all day and post videos all day, but it won't resonate with you unless you know yourself. So you gotta know yourself, when you were born, where you were born, and then you have to know your parents when they were born. That will, you don't really have to, but that will help because it will make you understand the energies that affect you the most. With that being said, that's a young Pharaoh line. With that being said, peace, peace, family, or whatever. You feel me? But that's just something that you should know. Thank me later.